In my third year of high school, I lent 250 yuan to the school heartthrob Elliot Jiang for his art school entrance exam. He smiled and promised, "Thanks, little bookworm. When I win the Best Actor award, I'll pay you back 25 million yuan." 8 years later, he really became a top A-list celebrity, yet he suddenly texted me, a regular office drone, to borrow money. Foolishly, I transferred every penny of my savings, tens of thousands of yuan I'd scraped together over years, to him. He chuckled on the other end of the phone. "Clara Lynn, you'd give me everything you have. Isn't your boyfriend jealous?" Less than a minute after I hung up, a transfer alert popped up on my bank app. 2,500,000.00 credited to your account ending in 8888. Remarks. Repayment. I was wearing a 10 yuan face mask when that WeChat message came, wincing at the thought of my hard-earned cash gone. My phone screen lit up abruptly, glaring in the dim living room. Sender, A. Elliot Jiang. I stared for a full 3 seconds before registering what that name, buried at the bottom of my contacts list, meant now. His message was short and sharp, tinged with the despair of someone at the end of their rope. Emergency. Send all you have. A million thoughts raced through my mind in an instant. Had his account been hacked? Had he lost a truth or dare game? Or had this dazzling A-list best actor really gambled away everything in Macau? Logic told me Elliot Jiang was worth tens of millions now. He could make a fortune with a snap of his fingers. How could he possibly be reduced to borrowing money from an old classmate like me? Even if he did need to borrow cash, why me, a 9-to-5 worker earning just 5,000 yuan a month? But staring at his profile picture, I found myself clicking the voice message button, sending a shaky note. "Eli. Elliot Jiang? Is that really you?" A voice message pinged back in less than a second. 2 seconds long, his tone lazy and laced with the familiar husky Beijing accent. "It's me." Those 2 words alone shattered what little sense I had left. As a die-hard beauty lover, his handsome face flashed unbidden in my mind. What if he'd been kidnapped? What if he really was in trouble? I gritted my teeth, opened my mobile banking app, and transferred every cent of the 54,321.50 yuan I'd slaved to save over the years. Transfer note. If you don't pay me back, I'll expose all your dirty laundry online. My heart ached like it was bleeding when I hit the confirm button. 10 seconds later, my phone vibrated violently. 2 words blazed on the screen. Elliot Jiang. I jumped, nearly dropping the phone on my face, and fumbled to answer. "Hello." A soft laugh came through the line, lazy and magnetic, seeping into my ears through the static and sending a tingle down half my body. "Clara Lynn, you actually sent it? Down to the last cent in fin." That voice, it was exactly the same as 8 years ago when he'd slouched over his desk begging to copy my homework. I stammered, I thought you needed money? If you're really in trouble." He sounded like he was chewing something, his tone casual. "You'd give me your entire life savings. Isn't your boyfriend jealous?" I froze, glancing at my empty apartment. I don't have a boyfriend." A brief silence fell on the other end. Then I heard a low, meaningful chuckle. "Got it. Thanks, little turtle." Quick, he hung up. I stared at my phone, dumbfounded. Was this mockery after a successful scam? I was about to call him back to demand an explanation when a WeChat message popped up at the top of my screen. "Send me your bank card number." My mind was still blank, but my fingers moved faster than my brain, copying and pasting my salary card number and hitting send. Less than a minute later, a new alert blared from my banking app. 2,500,000 renminbi transferred to your account ending in 8888. Remarks. Repayment. That string of zeros glinted on the screen with the shine of cold hard cash, nearly blinding me. I counted, then counted again. Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. 2.5 million yuan. I shot up from the sofa, my face mask slipping off with a slap and falling to the floor. This money was hot, burning a hole in my peace of mind, making me squirm in my seat. After 30 minutes of agonizing over it, I screenshot the alert and sent it to my best friend Luna. She bombarded me with a voice note at once, her volume so loud it nearly burst my eardrums. "Holy shit. A 7-figure sum. 2 units, tens, hundreds, thousands. 10,000s, millions. That's 2.5 million yuan. Clara Lynn, did you rob a bank? Or is that non-existent boyfriend of yours actually a fugitive on the run?" I fumbled to call her back, my voice trembling. Luna, calm down first. If I told you this money's from Elliot Jiang, would you believe me? Dead silence on the other end of the line. After a long moment, a scream loud enough to blow the roof off erupted. Elliot Jiang. The Elliot Jiang who just won the Golden Statue Award for Best Actor. When the hell did you hook up with an A-lister behind my back? We didn't hook up. I told you it's a loan. I clutched the phone, the screen burning hot against my palm like a frying pan. A loan? Him with his net worth borrowing money from you? How much did he borrow? Your life. Jay, just over 50,000 yuan. I guiltily ran her through the whole story in short order. From his desperate text, to my brain-dead decision to transfer the money, to this windfall that had fallen from the sky. Luna went silent for a full minute after listening. Clara Lynn. Yeah. This isn't a loan. This is you buying a blue-chip stock. A nearly 50-fold return in 8 years. Even Buffett would call you his master. Thought it was absurd too. Staring at that long string of numbers in my bank account, my first reaction wasn't ecstasy but panic. This money's origins were far too fishy. If his fans found out, would I be dragged through the mud on Weibo's hot search for 3 whole days and nights? I even had the headline ready. Calculating woman extorts A-list actor, demands sky-high interest, no way, I can't keep this money. I grew more and more panicked. I'm going to send it back to him. Are you crazy? Luna snapped, exasperated. Does he need this chump change? He gave this to you, just take it. This is your reward for lending him a hand when he was down and out all those years ago. Just as she spoke, another WeChat message popped up at the top of my screen. Same minimalist profile picture. A. Elliot Jiang. My heart leaped into my throat. Did you get it? 3 short words and I could practically feel his casual, cocky attitude through the screen. I took a deep breath, typing a shaky reply. I got it. But Elliot Jiang, this is way too much. The little text typing flickered at the top of the chat box. Seconds later, a new message popped up. I promised you 25 million yuan back then. This is just the start. I stared at the words, lost for speech. I'd long forgotten that throwaway joke from all those years ago, never thought he'd remember it so clearly. Before I could figure out how to reply, another message came. Are you free tomorrow night? Let's grab dinner, catch up. Also, let's settle the rest of the debt. My head spun. Dinner? With Elliot Jiang? The Elliot Jiang of now? My first instinct was to refuse. After all, we were worlds apart now, he a star high up in the clouds, me a nobody slogging it out in the mud. I was afraid this dinner would sit heavy in my stomach, impossible to digest. No need really. Now that you've paid the money back, that's it. You're so busy anyway. The message had barely been sent when my phone vibrated. He sent a voice note less than 2 seconds long. I clicked it and his deep voice came through the receiver, laced with an unrefusable smile. Clara Lynn, what are you hiding from? Afraid I'll eat you alive? In that instant I was transported back 8 years, seeing that teenage boy leaning on the school rooftop railing, a lollipop in his mouth, staring at me with that half-smile of his. My heart skipped a beat. A moment later a location pin popped up. A super private Japanese restaurant in the city center. 7 p.m. tomorrow. Be there or be square. If you don't show up, I'll go to your company building and hold up a banner to pay you back. Staring at that threatening message, I threw in the towel completely. Hold up a banner? 17-year-old Elliot Jiang would have done it in a heartbeat, and 25-year-old Elliot Jiang. I thought he'd probably do it even more smoothly. I had no choice but to reply with one word. Okay. I set down the phone, slumping back onto the sofa, feeling drained of all energy. Luna's call was still connected, she'd clearly heard everything. Well, are you meeting up with him? Her voice was giddy like a badger who'd caught a whiff of something juicy. Yeah. Dinner tomorrow night. Clara Lynn, you legend. If you make it big, don't forget your old pals. Quit making fun of me. I'm absolutely terrified right now. I ran a hand through my hair, staring at my reflection in the mirror, pajamas, messy hair, and felt a wave of despair. Do you think it's too late for me to get plastic surgery? 3 after agreeing, I was in a total daze for days. We were old classmates, sure, but he was the kind of man now whose face was plastered on every LED billboard in the city center. This feeling was 100 times more nerve-wracking than my first job interview. To ease my anxiety, I couldn't stop rambling to Luna while slacking off at work. Do you think he's trying to humiliate me? Throw money in my face. Girl, he just wants to see you. We really had nothing going on back then. I just lent him 250 yuan for a ticket. Claralyn, you're such a classic case of being too close to the situation to see it clearly. Back then, every girl in school was giving Elliot Jiang love letters. Did he ever take any of theirs? Yours were the only notebooks covered in little turtles he drew in the corner. He was bullying me. That's called chemistry. Do you even get it, you blockhead? Did I like Elliot Jiang back then? Of course I did. 17-year-old Elliot Jiang in his white school uniform shirt, the hem fluttering as he sank a three-pointer on the basketball court. That image was the stuff of countless girls' dreams. He was bold, fiery like the blinding midday sun. And I? Just a boring bookworm with black-rimmed glasses, who only knew how to study. My crush was as humble as a seed buried in the dust, snuffed out by my own hand before it even had a chance to sprout. The only time we ever crossed a line, I think, was when he got hurt in a fight outside school, too scared to go home and hiding in the equipment room. I found him when I passed by and snuck to the infirmary to buy band-aids and iodophor. He was sitting on a mat, grimacing in pain, but fell silent the second he saw me. I knelt down in front of him, carefully cleaning and dressing his wounds. He stared down at me and suddenly asked, Claralyn, aren't you scared of me? Everyone says I'm a bad student. I shook my head, whispering, you built a nest for a stray cat. Bad students don't do that. He froze for a moment, then laughed so hard his chest shook. Little bookworm, you've got a good eye. In our third year of high school, he suddenly said he wanted to take the art school entrance exam. His family opposed it and cut off his financial support. He stopped me on the playground, a look of embarrassment in his eyes for the first time ever. Clara, can you lend me some money for the trip? I want to try my luck in the big city. Without a second thought, I emptied my wallet for him. The sun was shining bright that day and he clutched the handful of change, smiling brighter than I'd ever seen him. Thanks, Clara. When I make something of myself, I'll come back and look out for you. Later he really got in. In his sophomore year of college, he starred in an art film and became an overnight sensation. He grew more and more dazzling under the spotlight while I buried myself in the university library, stressed to the max cramming for certifications. The gap between us, once just a few desks, turned into an uncrossable chasm. Our last contact was a text he sent, I'll pay you back later with interest. Study hard and keep moving forward. I replied with a single okay. For the next 8 years we didn't cross paths again, separated by mountains and rivers. For the next day I took a half day off, specially went home to wash my hair and shower, and tried on 3 different outfits. In the end I picked a beige knit sweater with jeans, not too dressy, not too casual. Standing in front of the mirror, I looked at my face, the baby fat long gone, with a light layer of makeup on. I seemed a little more pleasing to the eye than I was at 18. But my heart was still filled with overwhelming nervousness. When I arrived at the private dining room, Elliot Jiang was already there. He was wearing a baseball cap pulled low over his eyes, a simple black hoodie on his frame, but he made it look like a high-fashion runway piece. He looked up at the sound of the door opening. Our eyes met. In that instant my breath seemed to catch in my throat. He'd lost a little weight, his features sharper now. The youthful naivety was gone from his eyes, replaced by the imposing aura of a mature man. Elliot Jiang, long time no see. I greeted him stiffly, my hands and feet feeling like they had no place to go. He stared at me for 2 seconds, then that familiar mischievous smile slowly spread across his lips. It's been way too long. Sit down, are you gonna stand there like a door god? I sat down across from him, only daring to rest half my butt on the edge of the chair. How've you been these past few years? He poured a cup of tea and pushed it toward me. Same old 9 to 5, just scraping by. Where's your boyfriend? Is he good to you? He asked casually, his fingers brushing the edge of the teacup gently. I froze for a second, then realized he was still on about the joke from the phone call. I don't have a boyfriend. I scratched my head awkwardly. Broke up. He raised an eyebrow. I never had one. My voice trailed off and I felt like an unsellable product. Elliot Jiang's movements faltered for a moment, a flash of pure delight in his eyes, gone in the blink of an eye. Oh, so the suitors just aren't up to par, huh? What about you? A big star like you must have no shortage of beautiful women around. I shot back, not willing to back down. He leaned back in his chair looking at me lazily. The industry's a mess. I'm a clean freak, I don't do messy relationships. And besides. He paused, his gaze intense and burning. I still owe a debt. I can't settle my mind, so I've got no time for dating. What a flimsy excuse that was. 5. The dishes were all served, exquisite Japanese cuisine so beautiful it felt a shame to eat it. Not to your taste? I asked cautiously. No, I start filming a new drama next week. Gotta cut sugar and carbs. He looked at the unagi don in front of me, his Adam's apple bobbing slightly. It must be miserable being a celebrity. I sighed, genuinely feeling for him. You have no idea. All glitz and glamour on the outside, can't even eat a full meal in private. He sighed, then suddenly leaned in a little closer. Clara, that tamagoyaki looks good. Can I have a bite? I froze, the golden piece of tamagoyaki still on my chopsticks. I already bit it. It's fine, I don't mind. Before I could react, he dipped his head down and took the tamagoyaki right off my chopsticks with his mouth. His warm lips brushed the tip of the chopsticks and my face burst into flames instantly. This was an indirect kiss, right? He chewed it contentedly, licking his lips. Really sweet. I had no idea if he was talking about the egg or something else. I stared down at my bowl, shoveling rice into my mouth like a madman trying to hide my flustered face. That money, Elliot Jong, you really didn't have to give me so much. I tried to steer the conversation back on track. I never expected that 250 yuan to turn into this. Give me your bank account, I'll transfer it back to you. He twirled a lighter between his fingers casually, not lighting it. A gift given is a gift received, no takebacks. Then call it a dividend from my investment in you. It's still way too much. Too much. He looked at me. It's royalties for buying out your youth. I was getting dizzy from all his smooth lines. Just keep it. Think of it as helping me hold on to my wife's money. Pfft. I nearly spit out my barley tea. What money are you talking about? My wife's money, of course. He said it matter-of-factly. If I keep it, I'll probably squander it. You're like a picio, you only take in, never give out. It's safer with you. Me. I couldn't keep having this conversation. Oh, by the way, can you do me a favor? I suddenly remembered Luna's request and pulled a notebook out of my bag. My best friend is obsessed with the center of that boy group, Felix Song. I heard you two work together before. Can you get his autograph for her? The smile on Elliot Jong's face dropped visibly. Felix Song. Yeah, that young idol who's good at both singing and dancing. Humph. Elliot Jong let out a cold laugh. Good at singing and dancing? His pitch correction is so heavy it'd make the power cables smoke. Me. Was the celebrity shade in this industry always this direct? No, de graf. He refused flat out. Why not? Didn't you two collaborate? We don't get along. Huh. But you're mutuals on Weibo and interact all the time. That's just for work. Elliot Jong's face was dark. Clara Lin, is it appropriate for you to praise another man to my face? I'm not the one praising him, it's my best friend. Tell your best friend to pick a new idol. This guy's no good. Then who should she pick? Elliot Jong pointed at himself. Right in front of you. Want my autograph instead? I'll write anything you want. He picked up a pen, scrawled his signature in a bold, flowing hand and handed it to me. I took it and looked down. Under the flamboyant signature was a line of small characters. Wish Clara Lin comes to her senses soon. What kind of blessing was that? Before I left, Elliot Jong added my WeChat profile picture, a silly, cute hand-drawn turtle. Wait a minute. This turtle. Why does it look so familiar? I rummaged through boxes and cabinets to find my high school diary, flipping to the last page. There, drawn on the page, was the exact same turtle with a messy line of writing next to it. Clara Lin is a slow little turtle. Elliot Jong had snatched my diary back then and doodled it at random. Something soft inside my heart seemed to be gently tugged at, a sour, warm feeling spreading through me. After that, he always found excuses to talk to me, intentional or not. Asking how to cook noodles one minute, which brand of cat food was the best the next, as if the 8 years between us had never existed. The next day at work, I was staring blankly at my computer when a message from Elliot Jong popped up. A friend sent me a box of lychees from Guangdong. Too many to finish, help me eat some. No need really. Send me your address. I'll get it delivered same day. Less than an hour later, a courier showed up at the company front desk with 2 big boxes of lychees. My colleagues all lost their minds. Clara, who sent these? These are Xianjianfeng lychees, top grade, hundreds of yuan a catty. It's your boyfriend, right? So generous. I handed them out guiltily. A friend, just a regular friend. That night, Elliot Jiang sent a WeChat message. Did you get them? Are they sweet? They're really sweet, thank you. Good. There was a pause for a few seconds, then he sent another message, this time a voice note. Clara, my cat's been a little depressed these days. I want to take her to the vet, but she's shy of strangers. Can you come over and check on her? She likes pretty girls, she might cheer up when she sees you. 7. Even though I knew deep down this was most likely a trap Elliot Jiang set for me, those 4 words, cat is depressed, were just too hard for me to resist. Besides, it was Elliot Jiang, the same Elliot Jiang who could still make my heart skip a beat even after 8 years. I cursed myself for being so weak-willed while typing back, send me the address. As soon as I got off work on Friday, before I even stepped out of the office building, a low-key black nanny car pulled up to the curb. The car window rolled down a crack, revealing Elliot Jiang's peach blossom eyes hidden behind sunglasses. Get in. I glanced nervously left and right, making sure no colleagues saw me, then scurried into the car like a frightened rabbit. The air conditioning in the car was cranked up high. Elliot Jiang took off his sunglasses, tossed them aside casually, and looked at me with that half-smile. What are you running from? Am I a fugitive? You're a top-tier celebrity, dude. If someone takes a photo of us, I'm dead, they'll drown me in their spit. I patted my chest to calm my racing heart, my eyes drifting to him unconsciously. He was dressed casually today, his collar slightly unbuttoned to reveal sharp, defined collarbones, a faint, crisp woody scent clinging to him. Relax, this car's tinted anti-peep and there are no paparazzi following. He handed me a bottle of water, his fingertips brushing my knuckles by accident. Come to my place, help me check on the cat. The whole way there, my mind conjured up countless pitiful images of a depressed cat. I even searched for a guide to treating feline depression on my phone. Yet when I stood in Elliot Jiang's Riverview penthouse in the city center, staring at the Maine Coon darting up and down the cat tree, swatting a feather wand so fast it blurred, I fell into a long, stunned silence. This is the depression you were talking about? I pointed at the cat, who was bouncing with more energy than someone who'd chugged 2 bottles of Red Bull, and turned to Elliot Jiang. His expression didn't flicker an inch. He even had the leisure to grab me a pair of slippers. Yeah, he's intermittently depressed. Right now he's in a manic episode. Me. I don't believe a word of this. What's his name? I squatted down, trying to strike up a truce with the imposing big cat. To my surprise, the cat wasn't shy at all. It nuzzled my fingers, then rubbed its fluffy head against my palm, purring like a well-oiled engine. Elliot Jiang leaned against the entrance cabinet, his arms crossed over his chest, his eyes softening into something unrecognizable. He's a boy. His name's 250. My hand mid-pet froze. Are you calling him names or me? A tribute to our revolutionary friendship. Elliot Jiang walked over, not minding the cold floor, and bent his long legs to sit down right beside me. That 250 yuan back then didn't just buy 2 train tickets. It bought the rest of my life's longing. The main lights were off, only the neon glow of the city seeping in through the floor-to-ceiling windows, flickering over us in soft streaks of light and shadow. The air suddenly thickened, heavy with unspoken tension. 250 was smart enough to slip out from under my hand, jumping onto the back of the sofa to watch his 2 foolish humans from on high. Clara. Elliot Jiang said my name suddenly, his voice deep and hoarse, as if suppressing a storm of emotions threatening to break free. I turned my head, and in that instant he was inches from me. So close I could count every single one of his long, thick eyelashes, and see my own flustered reflection in his pupils. It's been 8 years. He raised his hand, his thumb brushing gently over my cheek, his touch as tender as if he were holding something fragile and precious. Do you know how I lived these 8 years? I held my breath, my heart pounding so hard it felt like it would leap out of my throat. Every time I was so tired I wanted to give up, I'd look at that screenshot. I'd think, there's a silly girl waiting for me to pay her back. If I don't make it big, how can I give her that 25 million yuan? Then I did make it big. And I was too scared to find you. I was afraid of dragging you into this messy industry, afraid the rumors and gossip would hurt you. And I was even more afraid that someone else had already come into your life. His voice grew quieter, laced with a hint of barely detectable hurt. When I heard you say you didn't have a boyfriend on the phone that day, do you know how happy I was? My cheeks burned hot, my brain short-circuiting completely. I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. Then. You're not scared anymore now. Elliot Jiang let out a low laugh, the vibration rumbling through my chest where we were almost touching. Not anymore. I'm standing high enough now. Clara Lin, I want to hold up an umbrella for you in this world of mine. Before the words faded, he tilted his head slightly and kissed me. It wasn't the fierce, possessive plunder I'd imagined. It was a tender, careful, tentative kiss, soft and gentle, tinged with faint mint and all the unspoken longing of 8 long years. The string in my mind labeled sanity snapped completely. 250 let out a meow from the sofa, as if protesting the sudden display of affection. The kiss didn't last long, but it left me blushing and flustered like a boiled shrimp. That night, Elliot Jiang sent me home in a daze. Before I got out of the car, he took my hand, his thumb rubbing gentle circles into the hollow of my palm. Tomorrow's the weekend, don't set an alarm. Sleep in. And no matter what you see, don't be scared. I'm here. I didn't understand the weight of his words then, just nodded my head like a chick pecking rice, then fled up the stairs in a hurry. I didn't wake up until noon the next day, jolted awake by Luna's frantic phone calls. Clara Lin. Have you seen the trending searches? You've made it big. You were photographed. I rubbed my eyes and unlocked Weibo, instantly jolted fully awake by the blazing red, explosive tag at the top of the screen. Elliot Jiang meets mysterious girlfriend late at night. Elliot Jiang relationship exposed. Elliot Jiang luxury home gate. I clicked in, and there they were, blurry photos, but the figures were unmistakable. Me getting into his nanny car, our silhouettes overlapping by the floor-to-ceiling window, him holding my hand in the car as he dropped me home. The comment section was a disaster. Who is this? Some no-name internet celebrity. Her back looks so plain, how could my brother have such bad taste? Unfollowing. Dating at the peak of his career, Elliot Jiang, you have no heart. Am I the only one who thinks this is sweet? Elliot Jiang's eyes are so soft they're practically dripping with fondness. My hands started shaking. Even though Elliot Jiang had warned me the night before, I felt a suffocating panic as the malicious speculations flooded in. This was the messy industry he talked about? My phone vibrated non-stop, calls from Luna, colleagues, old classmates I hadn't spoken to in years, even relatives back home. I couldn't bring myself to answer, so I turned on airplane mode and buried myself under the covers. Had I only enjoyed a few days of happiness with that 2.5 million yuan, just to pay the price with this online harassment? I was lost in my anxious thoughts when a sharp knock sounded at the door. Clara, open up. It's me. That was Elliot Jiang's voice. I jumped in shock, scrambling out of bed to unlock the door. Elliot Jiang was wearing a hat and mask, a couple of instant noodle buckets in his hand. He stepped inside, locked the door behind him in one smooth motion and pulled off his mask, revealing that familiar face, the one that made my heart feel at ease. What are you doing here? There must be reporters everywhere outside. I paced around in a panic. If you show up here now, it'll only confirm the rumors. Before I could finish, his phone on the table started vibrating like crazy. The 4 characters Manager Wang flashed wildly on the screen, the buzz so loud it felt like it would shake the table apart. Elliot Jiang didn't even glance at it. He pressed the power button to turn it off, then tossed it casually into the gap of the sofa. Silence fell over the room in an instant. Confirm what? He set the instant noodles on the table, then reached out and pulled me, still pacing, into his arms. Confirm that you're my girlfriend? If that's the case, it's exactly what I want. His chest rose and fell against my cheek, his strong, steady heartbeat thudding in my ears. But your fans, your career. Your manager must be going crazy. Clara Lin, did you forget what I said yesterday? He pulled back to cup my face in his hands, forcing me to meet his gaze. I said I'm here. I've got you. It seems I need to show you something real to put your mind at ease. He pulled out another private phone and in front of my eyes opened Weibo. Typed a post, hit send. The whole motion was smooth, no hesitation at all. I leaned in to look, and there it was, his latest tweet in bold black letters at Elliot Jung V. Not a internet celebrity, not a C-list nobody. She's the creditor who lent me 250 yuan for a train ticket, who gave me 2 buckets of instant noodles, who supported my dreams. She's also the little ancestor I've had a crush on for 8 years, who I finally chased back. At A Little Turtle, don't hide anymore, come collect your interest. Attached were 2 photos. The original page of the diary with the hand-drawn turtle, and a candid shot he'd taken last night, me hugging 250, grinning like an idiot, my profile in soft light. The second the tweet went live, the Weibo server crashed again. 9. I stared at the words, my eyes stinging with unshed tears. You're crazy. Now the whole world knows I lent you 250 yuan. Elliot Jung chuckled, bending down to kiss away the tear that slipped down my cheek. Not just that. The whole world's also going to know that from now on, all my money is yours to manage. Clara Lynn, do you remember what I said 8 years ago? When I win the Best Actor award, I'll pay you back 25 million yuan. He pulled a black bank card out of his pocket, pressing it firmly into my hand. That 2.5 million yuan is a deposit. This is the remaining 22.5 million, plus all my worldly possessions. The password is the date I bought that train ticket back then. The card felt heavy in my palm, burning hot against my skin. Elliot Jung, this is forced sale. I sniffled, my voice thick with tears. Yeah, forced sale. He rested his chin on the top of my head, nuzzling me like a spoiled child. Once the goods are sold, no returns or exchanges. Besides, these goods can make money, cook meals, warm the bed, and look amazing on your arm. You're getting the deal of a lifetime. His words made me laugh, my tears and snot smudging his shirt. Then I'll reluctantly accept it. Though, is 25 million yuan not a little too much? Not at all. He tightened his arms around me, holding me so close I thought I'd melt into his bones. To buy the rest of my life, this money? I still think you're the one who's losing out. 10. Elliot Jung's official announcement was the biggest bombshell to hit the entertainment industry that year. There were well-wishes, there were fans who unfollowed, but more people were touched by the story of his 8-year crush. Netizens even dug up our high school uniform photos. In the pictures, he was soaring on the basketball court, reckless and free. I was in the stands holding a book, stealing glances at him from afar. Even top-tier celebrities have such humble crushes. Is this the real-life version of our little Lucky? I'm obsessed. That little turtle note is so sweet. I want a childhood sweetheart like this too. The most mortifying part? Luna, as an insider, actually started a serial post online about how my best friend lent a movie emperor 250 yuan and ended up becoming the movie emperor's wife. It blew up overnight, and even publishing houses reached out to me about writing a book. Of course, all that was still to come. Now I'm sitting in the passenger seat of Elliot Jung's car, a cup of milk tea in my hand, watching him reverse park with effortless skill, one hand on the wheel. We've been together for half a year. In these 6 months, if he's not filming, he clings to me like a little koala, never wanting to be apart for a second. That aloof movie star persona of his has long crumbled into dust, not a single piece left. What are you thinking about? So lost in your own world. Elliot Jung unbuckles his seatbelt, leans over and takes a sip from my straw, his lips brushing the plastic lightly. I'm thinking, how to spend the 25 million yuan. I sigh, letting a touch of playful fire slip into my voice. Buy an apartment, a car, or invest it somewhere. Elliot Jung chuckles, twirling a strand of my hair around his finger. First, we get the marriage certificate. That's the best investment of all. Did you bring your household registration book today? I freeze for a second, my hand flying to my bag unconsciously. Yesterday he said we had to take care of some official business, told me to bring all my documents. Elliot Jung. You tricked me. My eyes widen in feigned anger. It's called all's fair in love and war. He grins, sly and triumphant, his eyes sparkling with mischief. Let's go, Mrs. Jung. I've paid off the 250 debt. Now it's time to settle the lifelong debt of love. 11. The sun is shining bright as we walk out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, just like that afternoon 8 years ago. I hold the red marriage certificate in my hand, staring at the man beside me, his features as handsome as a painting, and still feel like I'm in a dream. Elliot Jung. If you hadn't become a movie star back then, hadn't made all this money, would you still have come back for me? He stops walking, turns to face me, his gaze earnest and unwavering. Behind us, the fountain in the square sprays water high into the air, refracting into a rainbow of light and color. I would. No matter if I was shining bright on the big screen or down and out with nothing to my name, I would have come back for you. Because money can be earned slowly, but there's only one Clara Lynn in this world. He takes my hand in his, lacing our fingers together, his warm palm searing through my skin, spreading heat all over my body. What if I'd already married someone by then? I tease him on purpose, testing the waters. Elliot Jiang squints his eyes, that iconic cocky handsome grin spreading across his face. Then I would have had no choice but to be the bad guy who steals the girl. After all, in your diary, I've always been the big bad guy who bullies you, haven't I? A laugh bursts out of me unbidden. Yeah, you're a bad guy. The bad guy loves you. He bends his head down, and in the middle of the crowded square, in full view of everyone passing by, he kisses me openly, unashamedly, for the whole world to see. A camera flash goes off not far away. But I don't care anymore. Let the trending searches come, let the rumors fly. In this moment, all I know is this. My little 250 yuan investment has finally borne the most magnificent fruit of all. It's not the 25 million yuan. It's him, the best Elliot Jiang, mine and mine alone.